Prudent Scholars in association with Goa Headmasters Association.
Good day to you students for the second session of Arithmetic Progression. We will continue from whatever we have stopped yesterday, but if you haven't watched that video, then I would please recommend you go ahead, watch that video. Otherwise, whatever is being taught in today's class will be a little difficult for you to grasp in. So watch that video first, come back to this video later. Okay. If you can't explain it in the simple manner, you have not understood it well enough. Okay? And this is a very powerful quote by Albert Einstein, and he says that if you can't make anything simple when you are explaining to someone else, then you haven't understood it. And that's the reason you tend to rush through, because I have experienced this where I would tell some student, okay, just try and explain it to your friend if you have got it correctly. And I purposely do this also in school where a child did not understand something and I've explained it and they say, yeah sir, samjhala marks sarke samjhala. And then I tell them, okay, you explain it to this person, and then they find it difficult. So if you cannot explain it, then you have not understood it well enough. So I'll try my best to explain it to you in the most simplest manner. Hope you understand, and hope you are able to explain it to your friends. You can try explaining your parents, your siblings, your cousin, whoever. That's when you will know whether you understood this chapter correctly or is there some doubts. And if you have any doubts, then I will give you my Instagram ID. You can message me, ask all your doubts and get them clarified. Okay, so in the previous class we learned about something called as first term. It is in that entire sequence, it is the first number that you get is the first term, denoted by A. Common difference is nothing but the entire series that is there. You take the second term minus the first term and you get the common difference. It is common because it remains constant throughout. Number of terms. How many terms are there in that entire sequence or progression is what we call it as n. Value of the term. So whenever I turn that number, okay, the number of card that is there, and the number behind it will be an. Sum of values of all terms, so Sn. So I have, say for example, 10 cards placed, and I turn all the 10 cards. Whatever numbers that are there on those cards after they are turned, I add them all together. That is nothing but Sn, sum of values of all the terms. Value of last term. So whenever you turn the last card that is there, first term is called as A, last term is called as L. Okay, we are not going to study. What if in that entire progression you don't know what is that last term? Then you use a formula like this. Sn, we studied a formula of Sn yesterday or in the previous class again, right? That was n upon 2 in the bracket A plus L. But here L is not known to us. Then we use this formula, and that is n upon 2, 2A plus in the bracket n minus 1 d. And some of you are watching this video right now and looking at that formula and still thinking, Saiba, muka anjai now. It's simple. Just look at it, understand. What are we doing? Dividing the number of terms, which is outside the bracket, inside the bracket, twice the first term, okay, plus the number of terms minus 1 multiplied by d. Okay. Now, so here I have set of cards and there are some numbers. So it's a sequence, right? So 4, 7, 10 and the rest cards are not turned. Now here we will try to find out the other 4 values that are there. So which card I want to turn? I want to turn the 4th card. So what will I find? A, 4. So it would become A4 is equal to A plus n minus 1 D. I want to also find out the fifth card value, so it will be A5. I want to find out the sixth card, and I want to find out the seventh card. So I have written all the formulas. So I know which is my n, right? In the first case, the fourth card that I am turning, my n value is 4. So instead of writing n, we will write 4 over there, right? In the second one, my n value is 5 because I am finding the fifth card, I am turning the fifth card, right? So 5. In A6 that I want to find out, I am turning the sixth card, so n will be 6. And the next one that I want to find out, the last, the seventh one, I am turning the seventh card, so 7. What is the difference? So this would become A plus 4 minus 1, that is 3 multiplied by D. I know I can find out the difference, but I don't want to do that. I want to give a very important understanding when it comes to finding a number, which will be required in today's class. So whenever I want to find out A4, I can easily write A4 is equal to A plus 3D. If I want to find out A5, I can find out it as A plus 4 times D. Sixth one, so A plus 5 times D. If I want to find out A7, it would be A plus 6 times D. If I have to find out A10, okay, then it would be A plus 9 times D or 9D. If I have to find out A23, then it would become A plus 22D. If I have to find out A105, then it would become A plus 104D. So I hope this part is very clear. You don't have to again and again write the entire formula, that is An is equal to A plus n minus 1D. Instead, once you know which term or which card that you want to turn, this is how you will remember. So A4 will become A plus 3D. I hope this understanding is clear. Keep this thing in mind. Okay. These are your 3 marks questions, okay? And I know the question looks very big, especially arithmetic progression. The questions are with a lot of text involved, but they're very simple. And I'm sure I will try and put it across in the best possible way to you. So, ye kaan mujhe de do. A contract on a construction job specifies a penalty for delay in completion beyond a certain date as follows: rupees 100 for the first day, and for each succeeding day, rupees 50 more than the previous day. Find how much the contractor will have to pay if he delays the work for 30 days. Let's understand the question first. Okay. So, say for example, you are an engineer and I come to you to get a certain task done. So, I want to build a house. So, I come and tell you that, you know, I want to build a house and you have to do all the work. Then you tell me that, okay, fine, I will do it. The construction charges will be so much of amount. I say, okay, I don't bargain, take it. But the contract states, okay, I'll make a contract with you such that, you know, whatever time you specify me, that means if you are going to tell me that in 1 year my house will be ready, good. But the moment you delay my work, that means time is money, like that. Okay, so the moment you delay the work, that means if you increase, instead of 365 days, you take 366 days. Okay, then you will have to pay me for the delay. Okay, I am paying you, but you will have to pay for that delay. So like this, there is a situation with a contractor where he delays the work. Okay, and how many days is he delaying it? He is delaying the entire work for 30 days. So he was, say for example, he had to finish the work on 31st December 2019. He delayed it for the first day. So on 1st January he will have to pay 100 rupees to the person who has taken contract from. He doesn't finish it on the first day, he takes another day. So next day he will have to pay how much? 50 rupees more than whatever he had paid the previous day. So first day he had paid 100 rupees, second day he will have to pay plus 50, so 150 rupees. Third day will be another 50 rupees more. So let us try and picture it out so that you can understand it better. So the entire timeline I have shown you, dot 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 means there are other days also. Okay. Now on the first day 100 rupees, next day 50 rupees more, so the amount will become 150. Third day it will be 50 rupees more again, so it will become 200 rupees. Fourth day it is 50 rupees more, so it will become 250. Like this you have to calculate for 30 days. He delays the work for 30 days, we know it. Now simplest the way of solving this problem would be use your calculator and start adding plus 50, not 50 but the previous amount. So 250 plus 50, then whatever answer you get again, and keep doing that. And once you add all the values, whatever the total amount that you get will be the money that the contractor has to pay for delay in construction. Who wants to do all this? We'll use the simple formula. Now, what are we calculating? Let's read the question once again. A contract on a construction job specifies a penalty for delay in completion beyond a certain date as follows. Rupees 100 on the first day. So it is, think of it as the arithmetic progression. The first day, that means the first term is 100. Every succeeding day it increases by 50. So how much is that common number that it is increasing with? It is increasing by 50, right? So every time 50 is added, so common difference becomes 50. Okay. He delays the work for 30 days, 30, right? So how many number of terms? 30. So knowing this much, do I know how much is he paying on the last day? I don't know, right? So you will have to, you can't use that formula n upon 2 is equal to a plus n, you have to use the other one. So it would become Sn is equal to n upon 2 2a plus n minus 1 d. So let us substitute the values. N is what? 30 for me. So 30 upon 2, 2 is a number, a is 100 plus 30 minus 1 and d is 50. So let us substitute that and you will get something like this. Solve the bracket first. Okay. So 30 upon 2 is a 15 number that you get, simple division, right? So 15, keep that big square bracket as it is, let's solve whatever is inside. So 2 multiplied by 100 will become 200, 30 minus 1 will become 29 multiplied by 50. So whatever the answer that you get, we will write it next. So 15, 200 plus 29 multiplied by 50 that I will do now, which is 1450, 200 as it is, multiplied by 15. So if you notice, every step I am trying to reduce the bracket. Please solve these problems like that. If you don't want to make mistakes, this is the way to go. Okay. So 200 plus 1450 will become how much? 1650 multiplied by 15. And after multiplying, the amount that you get is 24,750. So when the contractor delays the job, okay, for 30 days, and if he starts only with 100 rupees on the first day and keeps increasing, okay, as the fine 50 rupees, 50 rupees, 50 rupees more to him, to the previous amount, then in total after 30 days he will have to pay 24,750. I hope the entire problem is very clear, and that contractor, I don't think is going to be happy. He is going to be very sad after paying that much of amount. Okay. I hope this problem is very clear. Let us go to the next problem. Find the sum of the first 20 terms of an arithmetic progression, okay, in which the third term is 7 and the seventh term is 2 more than thrice the third term. Again, small problem of 3 marks, but when you read it, it becomes a little bit complicated. But keep the vessel open to learn. So, 20 terms, right? So, 20 cards placed. Okay. Which card am I turning first? In the arithmetic progression, we are turning the third card. So, when I turn the third card, what would be the value? It would be A3, right? This is the formula that you need to use to solve it, but do I have value of n? Yes, 20. Do I have value of A? No. Do I have value of D? Again, no. So, I can't directly start with this formula. So, third term when I turn, I get A3. So, A3 is equal to, the previous slides we already discussed. If I want to find out A3 is equal to A plus, can you get what should be the answer? It is A plus 2D, right? A plus 2D. What is the next card that we are turning? We are turning the seventh term or the seventh card. So, in that entire list, we are going to turn the seventh card. So, it will be A7. So, A7 will be A plus 6D. So, let us write that. Now, in that question, you are told the third term is 7. So, it is not exactly A3. A3 is in general, but it is not value that you are getting as A3, but you are getting the value as 7. Okay? And once you turn the seventh term, okay, the seventh card, what are you getting? It is 2 more. So, 2 more means plus 2. What am I adding that to? We have to add it thrice the third term. Okay. So, 3 times whatever the answer was in the third term. What is the answer in the third term? Third term was 7, right? So, 7 multiplied by 3. And most of the times a student little bit get confused over here. Please understand it properly. It is not given, like in the first case, A3 was straight away told you it was 7. But A7 is not given directly. It is told you in a very, confusing manner. So, they are telling you that it is 2 more than thrice the third term. So, whatever answer that you are getting for the third term, it is 3 times that. So, that is how 2 more will become 2 plus 3 times the third term. Third term was 7, right. So, 3 multiplied by 7 is equal to A plus 6D as it is. So, all I will do now is solve that. So, 3 multiplied by 7 will give me 21. 21 plus 2 will become 23 is equal to A plus 6D. Now, using the elimination method, we will find out the value of A and value of D. You have already studied elimination method in the chapter linear equations of 2 variables. I hope you have understood that part. If you don't, then let me help you to solve it. Okay? So, let us write both the equations together. So, it would be something like this. And since, what is the elimination method telling us? We need to cancel off one term. So, there are 2 terms, right? One is of A, the other one of D. So, we will eliminate one. So, let us draw one line and change the sign throughout that equation. So, positive becomes negative. So, when I do that, I can see a positive A and a negative A. That means I give you one chocolate and take one chocolate, 0, right. So, that term is disappeared. So, 7 minus 23 will give me negative 16, okay, sign of the greater number, and plus 2 minus 6D will give me negative 4D. So, minus and minus will get cancelled. So, I will get 16 is equal to 4D. So, this 4 which is on the other side, which is multiplied, throw it on the other side, that is on the left hand side, and divide it. So, after dividing, 4 times is 16. So, you get 4 is equal to D. Once you have got this as your answer, 4 is equal to D, substitute it in the equation, any one of the equations. So, let us substitute in the first equation. 7 is equal to A plus 2D. My D value I have already calculated to be 4. So, in place of that D, let us write 4. So, 7 is equal to A plus 2 multiplied by 4, which will become 8. Okay. Now, take that 8 from the right hand side, which is positive. When it goes on the other side of equal to, it becomes negative. So, negative 8 plus 7 is equal to A. So, plus and minus, minus 8 minus 7 will give you 1, sign of the greater number, which is negative 1. Now, is the problem over? Were we supposed to solve this by elimination method? No, we want to find out what would be the sum of the first 20 terms. That means I turn all those cards, all 20 cards, and add all those numbers, and whatever answer you get, that is what I am supposed to find out. So, formula is already ready. Okay. Hope you have learnt it by now. If you did, good. Okay. So, n is 20. So, 20 upon 2. A, which I have already calculated to be minus 1, which is substituted over here, plus we are finding for first 20 terms, right. So, 20 minus 1 multiplied by D, which I have already calculated to be 4, which is over here. Okay. So, solve the bracket first. 20 minus 1 will become 19, and 2 multiplied by 1 will become negative 2, because there is negative 1 over there. And 20 divided by 2 will become 10. So, 10, bracket I have kept as it is. The smaller bracket I have opened, it becomes minus 2. 19 multiplied by 4 will become 76, minus 2 as it is. 76 minus 2 will become 74, and 74 multiplied by 10 will give me 740. So, once I start turning the cards, the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, and adding all those numbers that whatever are there, my answer that I will get is 740. I hope this problem is very clear. These are the kind of questions that you will get for your board exams. If you still have doubts, watch the video again. Still, if you are not able to clarify, then you can message me, ask all your doubts. Okay. Nia has to pay a sum of 23,250 in 25 installments, such that each installment is rupees 40 more than the preceding one. Find the amount of the first and the last installment. So, nowadays, there are a number of sale that goes on online and even on the shop that you can buy stuff, and sometimes you don't have the entire amount to pay directly. So, what you do? I buy it on EMI, monthly installments. So, like this girl by name Nia wants to buy, probably bought a phone worth rupees 23,250, and is she paying the entire amount upfront? No, she is paying it in 25 installments. But this is not regular life, this is mathematics, right? So, that is the reason she is not paying the entire 23,250 divided by 25. She is paying some amount, and the second installment which is there will be 40 more. Third installment would be 40 more than the previous one, and then and so on. Okay, that's how she pays. Now, you are supposed to find out what is the value of the first installment and what is the value of the last installment. So, in this entire question, what are the things that we know? And probably when you are solving these problems for your exam, if you read it and write it exactly this way and continue solving, best. Even if you have not understood anything in that problem, right, you still be able to solve it very easily. So, what you do is read the question back again, pay a sum of 23,250, right. So, that means what is that information that I have over here from this entire set of terms? What do I have? What is the meaning of 23,250? A sum of, right. So, that would be my SN. Okay. In 25 installments, how many installments, how many installment certificates? 25, which means that is nothing but the number of terms. Each installment is 40 more than the previous one. So, how much is that amount which is constant or common? 40. Okay. Anything else is given? No, you have to find out the first installment and you have to find out the last installment. But here, since I know my n value is 25, I know that it is A25 that I will find out. So, that is the reason I put a question mark for AN. And value of last term is something that I do not want to find out now. So, Sn will be n upon 2 bracket 2a plus n minus 1 d. Let us substitute the values. N is nothing but 25. Sn I have already found out, or rather I already have it with me. So, I will write that value 23,250. Okay. 25 upon 2, 2a plus 25 minus 1 multiplied by d is the common difference. Now, please be careful over here that whenever the n value is odd and you can't divide it easily and there will be a decimal number, please do not divide it. Okay. So, what I will do now here, I will take the denominator 2 which is there and then throw it on the other side. So, from division, when it goes on the other side of equal to, it will be multiplied, and the 25 which was multiplied on top, when it goes on the other side of equal to, it will be divided. 25 minus 1 over here will become 24 multiplied by 40. So, this is something that you will get. Okay. So, 2 from the denominator goes on the other side, becomes multiplied. 25 from the numerator goes on the other side of equal to, gets divided. So, 2a, 25 minus 1 is 24 multiplied by 40. Okay. After doing all that calculation, 2 multiplied by 23, 250 divided by 25, the answer that you will get is 1860 is equal to 2a plus 24 multiplied by 40 is 960. Now, I have 1860 on one side, 960 on the other side. So, let us take numbers on one side and subtract them. So, positive 960 on the other side will become negative. After minusing, I will get 900 is equal to 2a. 2 which is multiplied, get it on the other side, divide, it is multiplied with a, right. So, when I take it on the other side, it will divide. So, the answer to a will be 450. What is this a? It is the first number in the arithmetic progression, or rather it is the first term. It is the first installment that Nia will have to pay. So, first installment is 450 rupees. So, since I know what is the value of A and I know what is the value of D, let us find out A25, because it is the 25th installment also that I have to find, right. It is given in the question, first installment and the last installment. So, An is equal to A plus n minus 1 D. I am finding A25. So, A25, A I have already calculated 450 plus 25 minus 1 will become 24, 24 multiplied by 40, 24 multiplied by 40 is 960 plus 450, and the answer is 1410. So, the first installment will be 450 and the last installment will be 1410, and that is the entire 3-mark question. I hope this part is entirely clear. If you have not understood, then please rewind this video again, watch it till you understand it. It is a simple problem. Next one. If the 5th and the 12th term of arithmetic progression are 30 and 65 respectively, what is the sum of the first 20 terms? Imagine cards placed, 20 terms. Okay. So, whatever is on the first card, I will turn, write it down, second card, write it down, and keep adding, and I want to find out the sum of first 20 terms. So, if the 5th term is 30, okay, so A5 is equal to A plus 4D, then A12 will be A plus 11D. I hope this thing is very clear. How did I get this? Okay. Now, I have given they have already given us the numbers, right? So A5 is nothing but 30. So instead of A5, let us write 30. Instead of A12, we will write 65. Again, we use elimination method to solve this, and let us write them together first. 30 is equal to A plus 4D and 65 is equal to A plus 11D. Okay. One of the variable is same, so I can easily put a dash or line and then change the sign throughout the equation. Positive becomes negative. So once I do that, A and A will get cancelled. 30 minus 65 will become negative 35, sign of the greater number, which is minus, and minus 11 plus 4 will give me minus 7. Minus and minus will get cancelled, and 7 5s is 35, so 7 taken on the other side. This 7 which is multiplied, take it on the other side, it will get divided. So 35 divided by 7. So 7 1s are 7 5s are. So D will be 5. Take this value of D and substitute it in any of the equation. So 30 is equal to A plus 40. So D value is 5, so I will write it down. A plus 4 multiplied by 5. So 4 multiplied by 5 will become 20. So take the numbers on one side. So 30 minus 20, okay, is equal to A. So the answer that you are going to get is plus 10. So I have my A, I have the value of D. Now I can use SN formula to find out the sum of first 20 terms. Which one should I use? SN formulas are 2, right? Sn is equal to n upon 2 A plus L. Can I use that? I can't, because I don't have the last term, right? So I'll use this formula. How many terms? 20. So n will be 20 upon 2. 2 multiplied by A is 10, which I already have. This is 20 minus 1 multiplied by D is 5. So let us substitute. So 20 divided by 2 will become 10. 2 multiplied by 10 will become 20. This will become 19 multiplied by 5. So after doing that, 19 multiplied by 5 will become 95. 20 will remain as it is. Solve the bracket first. Add 95 and 20. That will be 115. And multiplied by 10 will give me 1150. So I hope this part is clear. Simple problem, you just have to solve it by elimination method, find out the value of A, find out the value of D, and use the SN formula to calculate the sum. Reena started working at the age of 28 with a starting monthly salary of rupees 8,000 with an annual increment of 500. Find her salary at the time of her retirement if she continues the same job, and the same process goes. Okay, so she starts to work at the age of 28. She retires at the age of retirement, meaning 60. Okay, so she started with the first initial salary of 8,000. End of the year, she got 500 rupees increment. So 8,000 plus 500, her new salary for the next year would become 8,500. Again, end of the year, another 500 rupee increment, salary becomes 9,000. Another year goes, again 500 rupee increment, salary becomes 9,500. Again another 500 increment, salary becomes 10,000, and so on. So here, are these the number of years that she worked? No, she worked till her retirement, right? So let us find out what are the values. First term, 8,000. Okay, those are the things that you don't require. So first will be 8,000. Common difference is 500. Number of terms is what I need to calculate. So she works till the age of 60, right? So 60 minus 28 will give me 32. It is not given there, but we can calculate because we know that her final age or the age of retirement is told that she works till that time. and AN is something that we have to find out. So AN is nothing but A32, the 32 year, how much is going to be her salary. So A32 will be A plus 32 minus 1, D, A is 8,000 plus 32 minus 1 will become 31, solve the bracket first, multiplied by 500. So 31 multiplied by 500 will become 15,500 plus the 8,000 that is there, and the salary will be 23,500. So if she continues her job from the age of 28 and every year getting an increment of 500 and 500 and 500, at the end of, at the 60th year, her salary would become, or not 60th year, but at the age of when she becomes 60, it would be 23,500. Nathaniel, from his daily income, makes some savings per day. In each month, he saves 250 rupees on the first day, rupees 275 on the second day, rupees 300 on the third day, and so on. Calculate the amount he saved for the month of February in 2015. Okay, so he's saving money, and he's saving money. So whatever is there, he is continuously saving. How he starts? He starts with the first amount that he's saving is 250. So these are the things that we have already studied: first term, common difference, number of terms, and some of the value of all terms. Right? We have to find out how much he saved for February. So in that entire question, we know that the first term is 250 because it starts with that. Common difference is not told to us, but the next day how much he saves is told. So first day 250, next day 275. So 275 minus 250 will give me how much? 25. That's the common difference. And you are supposed to find out the sum of value of terms. But number of terms is not given. They have specifically told us it is February month of 2015. Why do you think they have given February only? They could have given any month, right? December, January, October, any month. But why only February? Because there's a slight catch, right? The February year of 2015 can have either 29 days or 28 days. So do you know in 2015 what were the number of days? And if you make a mistake over here, whether you take 29 or if you take 28, the entire problem goes wrong. So a 3-mark problem just becomes a waste just because you don't know what is, how many number of days are there. So what do? We'll say, hey Google, and Google is always there to help, right? So it says, how can I help you? February 2015 had how many days? And then Google answers, what is it saying? Sure, 28 days. But I won't be able to help you for exam. So the end of this is you need to know what is a leap year and how many days a leap year has, all that, how to calculate, because it is required. Okay, so let's remove this. So now we already know Google has told us that 28 days, 28 days. Okay. Now the problem becomes simple. So the entire simple problem just becomes difficult only because it is specifically told it is February 2015 and you don't know how many number of days. So Sn is equal to n upon 2, 2a plus n minus 1, the simple formula. N is 28, I already know. A is 250, 28 minus 1, and D is 25. So let's substitute the values. Okay, solve the bracket first. So keep this as it is. So 28 divided by 2 will be 14, right? So keep 14 outside the bracket. 2 multiplied by 250 will become 500. 28 minus 1 will become 27 multiplied by 25. Solve the bracket first. So 27 multiplied by 25 will give you 675 plus 500 multiplied by 14. So 500 plus 675 will give me 1175 multiplied by 14 will give me 16,450. So that is the amount that Nathaniel saves if he starts on the first day, starting with 250 rupees and constantly keeps saving money increment of 25 rupees. So 25 and so on. So 275, 300. If he does that, then in the month of February, he saved almost 16,450. And if we have understood all these questions and whatever we have solved till now, you can start solving these problems for practice. Okay, and look at this question. Orwell buys a TV worth rupees 40,500 in 12 installments. He pays 5,000 as his first installment and thereafter 150 less than the previous month. Now please note over here, you are told that he pays 150 less. The moment the word less is used, please use negative sign for that 150. That's it. Okay, so he pays 150 less, meaning negative 150. Okay, find the total amount he pays for the TV installment. Also find out the extra amount that he paid. Now, if you are thinking that this 40,500 is your SN, that you are incorrect, because you are not directly told that that is the amount. So first calculate what is the total amount that he has to pay. First find out SN and whatever value you get, okay, of SN minus 40,500 is going to be the extra amount that he paid. So please try it out, give it a thought, and you should be able to solve it. Try these problems as well, and that's it. I hope you have understood this entire chapter properly. If you have any doubts, you can always message me, ask. You can check out the channel by Math World, and all your doubts will be clear, not only in arithmetic progression, in any other chapter. Till then, thank you.